Okay, hello, shooters, loaders, and casters. Sorry we're late. I was experiencing some severe technical difficulties. The microphone on my laptop is taking a dump. So I'm bringing to you on the Chromebook tonight, and I got the laptop over here controlling stuff. So y'all don't look at the back of my head. Like Kyle always says, pay no attention to the man behind that curtain. He has nothing to do with what's going on. Anyway, welcome, shooters, loaders, and casters. Welcome to another Friday night Georgia Shooting Connection live stream. I hope everybody's had a better week than me. I'm scheduled for a nervous breakdown. I will not be deprived of it. I will not be robbed from it. So, that being said, we gotta. I'm gonna have trouble seeing the side chat. So, Chico, you'll have to keep up with it a little better tonight than what we are. So, with that, Chico, my man, take it away.
I can definitely handle the side chat. I try to. Everyone, thanks for joining us. Like Jamie said, we had some technical difficulties, but we got them all on the wraps. We're only 13 minutes behind, but who's counting? I am not. Thanks for joining us for another Friday night Georgia Shooting Connection live stream. I almost forgot where we were at, like I do another live stream or something. But thanks for joining us. It is, last I checked, it was like 50 of y'all, I think, out there, right, Kyle? How many? I don't know. But anyway, thanks for joining us. I got some questions that was sent over from our Instagram. Yes, Georgia Shooting Connection is on IG. That's how the young folks say it. But I got some questions, and I'm probably gonna need some of y'all help out there in the side chat. Like I see Ozark. I know I'm gonna need Eagle Eye Shooters help because a few of these questions, and everybody else. So I know it's a lot of y'all out there, but thanks for being here. And I'm gonna do it the easiest way. Sharina, what have you been doing?
The question is more is what haven't I been doing? I got pheasant hunt coming up Sunday. Well, I'm scheduled to go pheasant hunt, but I found out I have a little small squad coming, so I may just be hanging out, holding their hands as they observe and maybe hunt and getting ready for a turkey hunt. And I have a reloading event next weekend. And then some other stuff I can't think of right now.
It happens. You're supposed to. Let's see if you can point to me in the first time. Oh, that was cheating, and you know it. That was cheating, and you know it. Like tacos and French fries said a little bit ago, TGIF. It could not come any quicker. Oh, this week was the longest 2.5 years of my life. It just seemed like it would never stop. But it's Friday now. Everything's cool. The dog fell in the pool today. It was great. I've got some questions for the side chat and the panel members. Once we get the ball rolling, I'm in the process of loading some freedom seeds and need a little guidance. I'm getting everything ready for our Dad Zero meetup, and need a little help because I'm having a problem. I'm using an oddball cast bullet, and all the manuals that I have don't have any bullet weight close to what I'm using. I got a little surprise for everybody that's coming up, and I want to make sure it's safe. So I'm gonna need a little help here in a little bit. So.
Okay, we have a guest other than Sharinda. Obviously, Sharinda is a guest, and we're honored to have her, but not really a guest at this point. I mean,
so that means I now got to go get my own drink out the fridge, huh?
Yeah, and if you mess up the bathroom, you got to clean it up.
I got to clean it.
Yeah, it's kind of like at this point, you're not the cook is Tuesday and Thursday. Anyway, we do have a guest scheduled to come on with us tonight, and he's running a little bit late, so we'll be listening out for him in the background. Let me make sure he ain't already here. So I got two devices going, if y'all wondering. I got the laptop back here trying to watch the side chat and do all control panel crap back there. And my camera and microphone is working in front of me. And then actually I got three because I got my phone going as well.
Yeah, Vanessa, I think we got about 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks here in Georgia before turkey season kicks off. And then, of course, I'm kicked off the shooting property until it's 118 degrees down there. But that's fine. I need to be in the sauna for a little bit.
I'm not exactly sure when my turkey season starts here because I'm hunting across state lines from where I live. I was just told what day they have all my gear together.
Oh, hey, MCK. Bye, MCK. You're getting as bad as Mig. What is it with you 3-letter name people?
Hey,
They're
man.
so busy working, they can't stay long and they can't have long names.
Hey, Jamie, if I post these questions in the private chat, can you put them on screen, or is that gonna be too much? Because you said you're working 2-3 devices.
I'm looking for questions.
Well, right now I put it in the private chat.
Okay, let me see.
I didn't know if you was gonna be like this the whole time, like.
I heard my dog devouring something. I had to turn around and see what
You
she
are
was.
gonna be like that.
Yeah,
We do anything for our
figure
viewers.
out how to rearrange all this stuff. Let me see. Yeah, if you'll send them to me, I'll copy and paste them into banners and let them scroll across the bottom.
All right, I'll put them in a private chat. Ooh, telling too much information right there. Let me cover that up.
They see me scrolling.
Okay, I'm excited about turkey season for the first time in a long time. I have worked my bow hunkus off so far, and y'all might know I'm active in CMA, and we're training our chapter officers tomorrow down in Dallas. And I've been trying to get ready for that. I've done nothing except for make sure that my technology works. Imagine that. my that means that microphone's going to be put on the back burner, but I'll get it straightened out. But yeah, I have 2 or 3 gobblers pinned down to where they're roosting. But as y'all know, that can change from one day to day. But I got 3 of them there. I'm hoping all 4 of them don't run off.
You also know that it's illegal to sneak in there at 2:00 in the morning and wait till they wake up.
No, it's not. You just can't shoot them for 30 minutes before sunrise.
I was about to say, because they're going to wake up a little bit earlier than that, and they're going to scare the crap out of you when they coo coming off the roof.
Because I'll be asleep.
Exactly.
Yeah, I've got this blind, and I've got it brushed in, and it's been there since deer season. And right now, I'm hoping it's still there. So
you blow you an apple hoot right at sun up, they will scare the crap out of you because they're on top of you and you didn't even know it. It's happened to me.
Okay. Let's see what I can do here.
Uh-oh.
So Kyle, what have you been doing besides letting your dog go for a swim? You said.
Yeah, well, I didn't let her.
You sure you didn't nudge her in the pool?
Well, jury's out on that one. This evening, I'm playing with 44 Magnum. With some oddball sized pills, and I'm going the Uncle Jim route, Jamie picked this up for me. I've got some Shooters World heavy pistol, and I've got a bunch of I've got data with this powder for my taco molds and my other NOE molds, the hollow points and all that stuff. I don't have any for this bullet, and it's extremely close to accurate number 9. But in all of my I was going to go downstairs and dig through the basement to find the sacred scrolls, because I have the accurate, or let's see who makes it. Who makes accurate powder? Can't remember the company name right off the top of my head, but I printed their entire reloading manual out at work when they were talking about taking reloading data off the internet. I printed their entire manual. Alliant? Is it Alliant? Is that who it is?
I think so. Alliant.
I printed out their entire manual. I've got everything from 22 to muzzle loaders to cannons. I've got
Where do you use that company paper and that company toners?
Well, somebody got to do something. I work for the company. The company needs to work for me every now and then.
Put it to good use. I'm telling you, I would did the same thing.
And Mr. Scott, if you're watching this, I'm sorry. I'll never do it again. I'll buy you a ream of paper. Okay. Maybe a toner cartridge or 2.
Yeah, they're saying that Western bought out Accurate. That's where Shooters World came from.
Right. But yeah, everything has changed. This was, good Lord, this was what, 5 years when they were talking about pulling all the loading data off the internet and all that. As soon as they mentioned that, Control P.
I know that's right.
I've got all the I call it Voody, the Vitvori or
Vitvori.
Yeah, I call it Voody. I've got the whole Voody manual. I've got, I'd say 9/10 of the Hodgdon manual. I actually narrowed that one down because that was a lot of information to print off. I would have worn out 3 printers trying to print that off. But I think it was Alliant Powders at the time, printed out their entire manual. I probably got it, but I'm using a cast. This baby is 260, and I can get 255 data, and I can get 270 and 280 and 300 data, but I'm using a powder that's not in any of these manuals. They're just saying it's close to this. So without having an abacus and doing all kinds of fancy calculations to figure out where I need to start with, I was wondering if anybody had a cast manual laying around with a 260 grain 44 Magnum in it with accurate number 9 data. That'll give me a place to start.
I got manuals around for days.
See? Yeah. I knew y'all could help me out without me digging through the filing cabinet.
Yeah, we got stuff around, people in the side chat, and I got something else on here I can do. So look, real quick but I'm gonna be looking for that. And Jamie put a question out, and these questions came from Instagram. So Jeremy Gunslinger asked, "What's cheap ways to polish brass?" And he said, for the people who are on a budget and have kids. And the only thing I can think of about that is, if you have kids, you have to be on a budget. Okay, so I know what I would say, but then that's probably not cheap. But I'll give it to you anyway. So when I first started buying, reloading and cleaning my brass, I bought the Harbor Freight wet tumbler. It worked perfect. But then I started looking at other ways. For some reason, I kept burning up the belts, and that's just me. And so
too much weight in the cylinder.
Right, too much weight. But that worked perfect. But you guys know I'm a deal seeker, so I end up finding the Frankfurt Arsenal one, the tumbler light version. But besides that, I have dry tumble. And when I his question almost it kind of reminds me of you saying, like, because a lot of you know that the branded reloading cleaners are more of a premium than other stuff that you can use. So I use, with my dry tumbler, I use corn cob, but I buy it from the pet store. Mm-hmm. And y'all are like, what the hell did he just say? Yes, I buy it from the pet store. It's the same stuff. Don't get it wrong. It is the same stuff. I actually bought it from the Wall place. in the pet section, and they use it for bird bedding. It's corn cob, dry corn cob. And the other one I bought was crushed walnut shells from the same pet department, but it was in the kitty litter section. It was cheap.
And actually, Harbor Freight does have a vibratory rock tumbler, and they're not expensive at all.
Right. So that's what I
Harbor Freight, then stop by PetSmart on the way home. You're out about what? Maybe $30.
I got a 20 liter thing of the corn cob. It was like $5. The cat litter was like $6.
Well, but I mean, the tumbler's like 18 or 20 or something like that for the dry one.
That's a deal. The poor conservative, that is a deal. Because I got mine on sale when it was still fairly new for $100.
Nice.
Sharinda, ain't you looking for one of them?
Yes, I am.
Get your Cabela points, stack them up.
Yeah, but I also gotta have move points and hunt gear points too. I gotta juggle them.
Yeah, I understand that. Trust me, I know. The balance beam.
Yeah, plus I'm not doing without. I just don't have the neat stuff. Or
correct. I understand that. So also I've noticed, I'll tell you another way, and I've seen some people do it, and I think I've even messed around with it. I took a regular, okay, we got Eagle Eye. He said, bust out a washboard, elbow grease. Yeah, okay, new finish. Yep. I've seen our brother who shows up in here sometimes, Rick Is Your Six Covered. He did one where he used his sweet tea containers. You guys know Rick. If you know Is Your Six Covered, he drinks a lot of sweet tea containers. And he put soap in it, put his Lemmy Shine. I don't even think he put any steel pins in, and you just shake it up. That is going to be far cheaper.
I watched somebody. Give me just a second, Mad Max. I watched somebody take a pickle jug, the big like Mount Olive pickle jars, the half gallons or whatever, and filled it up. Soap, Lemmy Shine, hot water, sat there, watched the Super Bowl, just kicking it back and forth with his feet. And things came out sparkling clean.
Squatch Reloaded makes a good point. So if you guys are producers, or I'm sorry, reproducers, right? If you have children, you have little ones running around, hey, pass it to them. Those are the chores. That's why I definitely agree with that.
Hell yeah.
Because I use the same thing. I use Dunn. I did watch Jeremy Gunslinger video on YouTube, and it was titled Cheap Ways to Polish Your Brass. And he used, and I'm not knocking him, he used palm olive dish soap. I'm not knocking him at all. But Dunn, and I've used palm olive, Ajax, lemon soap, all kind of stuff. Dunn, in my opinion, works far better. That and a little bit of Lemmy Shine.
It does. Okay, yeah, JCM's chiming in now too. God, I just lost my whole train of thought. Yep, it's gone.
Well, start writing, buddy.
I got you.
I bought a big old bag of I messed up. I'm not as slick as Chico, obviously. I went to Tractor Supply and bought a 40-pound bag of corn cob horse bedding. And it was like $5.
Yeah.
For 40 pounds. But I mean, big old, like a big dog food bag. And the problem with that is it's pelletized. So you got to figure some way to loosen it up.
To break it down.
So I would put it out on like a baking pan or something like that and spray it with a water bottle. And then you'd see it just blow up, these little bitty pellets. So by the time I got done doing all this, then after it dried, I would just sift it, And a lot of time, a lot of work but the 3-pound dog blew up to about twice. So it was really weird.
Okay, you were roboting there for a little bit.
God, I'm glad you said it. I thought that was me for a second.
Oh, I was just typing. Is that me or is that Jamie?
I like
I'm
what
gonna
Kenny
tell you what
said.
it probably is because he's got 3 devices. That's probably what it is. But
So
yes, sir. But that's okay. I understood most of it. The horse bed and pellets, you said pelletized. I almost, and when you started describing it, it's almost like it was freeze dried, sort of. You know, when you freeze dry stuff and you add water to it, it kind of expands. I believe that's what he was saying, and he had to break it up and then sift it and filter it. But it works. Yeah. Take a hammer to it. American Reloading's out there. Says that. Thoughts of an Old Soldier. Hey, how you doing? OCD Red Raider Reloading. And actually, while Jamie's getting that, let me go through the side chat because he looks a little frozen and it ain't even cold outside. No, I'm just playing. It is a little cold. But I see. Let me let my computer do its thing. Let me start at the top. That's easier. So we got we at 8:30. Chris 338, Jeremy Gunslinger. Hey buddy. MCK, OCD Outdoors, Ozark Spirits out there. Daniel God is my judge. Floyd Hicks, Broke Loader, Larry Palmer, George Gooden. Thanks for joining us. Andy 79 Z28, 6-shooter Texan, Lakeview Outdoors, the Poor Conservative, Kingpins out there. Vanessa Kitty's always here. Squats Reloading. Hey, brother. Uncle John's hanging with us. Thanks for joining, brother. Pony _47. Blue Hiller 260. Andre D'Angelo, like, he's been here always with us. Thanks for joining, brother. Edward Petty. Plowboys Go. Eagle Eye Shooting. Idaho Rogers. Rawless is here. Carvelis. Did I say that right? I hope so. Let's see who else. Tom O's out there. Hey, brother. American Reloader. Mike Hester. Ocean 374. Max Bears out there. Hey, brother. Thanks for joining us. I've been watching your stuff on TRN, but I don't always comment. So I be so busy. And sometimes I'm not logged in. A lot of times, actually. Nikki Gunslinger. Oh, that's Mrs. Gunslinger. Thanks for joining us. That's Eagle Eye Shootings out there. OCD Outdoors. Uncle Jim. Hey, brother. Mad Max Gus Jeff. Hey, I'm getting better every week when I say that. This is 4 names back to back. JCM 45. I've seen some new people. I don't know. This is awesome. Thanks for joining us. Oh, I just seen my other brother. Disposable 762. Hey, brother. Long time no see. Glad you stopped by. Thoughts of an Old Soldier. Big E's out there. And I think I almost got everybody. If I did not, do not judge me, please. But thanks for joining us. Long time no see. Glad you stopped by. Let's see. So, Kyle, what bullet did you say that was? What grain weight?
It's 260. Jamie, now you're echoing real bad.
Somebody's got their other device running. I was trying to burn some time while he got that taken care of. But
right, I hear you.
260?
260. I can find 255. And then it jumps to like 285 or something like that. I've got 285s, but that's not what I want to load.
I got a 267 in this book that if I show up, a lot of people not gonna like, but I enjoy the book because it has a lot of different various grains of weight.
Has it got accurate number 9? Because that sounds perfect. Damn it.
It's got 3 powders in here for this weight bullet, and you may have to look it up and find out similar burn rate, if you know what I mean.
Oh yeah, I know exactly what you mean.
So
go ahead.
I think this is Vitavuri.
Voody.
Yep, N350.
I got 350.
It's got 7.3 grains.
Actually,
and max is or never exceed 8 grains.
Okay.
That bullet is seated to 1.539.
I don't need that. I got a crimp group.
Okay. But that it says 850 velocity at 7.3 grains.
Well,
this is the book.
That thing go, can't you?
So I know a lot of people don't like this book, but I use it, and as far as comparison, sort of getting a start in base if I can't find it. As you know, a lot of the other big name books, the what I got over here, the Lyman, the Hornady, it may not have that 160 grain full wire cutter that I have. This will get me close to it. Some people don't like it though, but it's a Richard Lee book.
Well, see, I've got my reloading manuals, and my reloading buddy Jordan has the Lees and the cast books and all that stuff, but he won't answer my texts. So I figured out.
Do you have any other Vitavuri paddles?
320.
It's got 320 in here, but it's small, 3.8 grains.
That's some volatile stuff right there,
kind of scary.
I mean, you only putting what is it, 4.5 grains in a 45 auto?
Hey, now, before I give you wrong information, 44 special, 44 magnum.
Magnum.
Oh, that was special. Sorry. Sorry. Scratch that. That's a Chico mess up.
I'm scratching.
Jamie, you okay, buddy? No, you cannot hear that Verizon commercial. I could not hear you then, and that's. But I read your lips. I'm a good lip reader.
Can you hear me now? Nope.
Dang, you remember the Verizon commercial? Can you hear me now? Good. Yeah, sorry, Cal. I gave you wrong information. I hate doing that.
That's fine. I thought it sounded awfully light, but I know it's a volatile powder. The Magnum ain't gonna be much more. It's probably going to be 7.8 to
now this book says 44 Remington Magnum. Is that going to be the same thing?
Yeah, 44 Remington Magnum, yeah.
Oh yeah, I got your bullet. This thing go all the way up to 355.
Well, see, my problem is the manuals that I have and the Hodgdon online and all that stuff go from 255 to 280 or something like that.
Kyle, here you go. 267 grain bullet, lead bullet.
That'll work.
N350, 11.4 grains.
It still don't show number 9, right?
Huh?
It still don't show accurate number 9, right?
Nope. It only shows for this bullet. It only shows those Vitavuri powders.
Because if you look right here. And the wonderful booklet that me and Mr. Jamie picked up at the gun show, you got heavy pistol right here where my finger is, and you come right on over, and it says it's the exact same burn rate, comparable to accurate number 9.
Okay.
So
now I will tell you, I don't know if this is gonna be helpful. For accurate number 9, they got a 250 grain bullet in here, but it's a jacketed bullet.
That don't help me. I don't want to load anything too hot or too weak.
Right. Yep. And then the next one after that will be a 270 grain bullet, which they got a lot of powder.
Yep, that's where I'm at with it. And
HP 38, Winchester 231, CFE pistol, universal type group. They got H110 little gun. It's gotta be.
Now you start
15.
using rifle powders and stuff. Jamie, you still got me
Yeah.
on the big screen, buddy. Which I don't mind. I can model. Here's my mouse.
So yeah. And let me make sure I'm not leaving no one out in the side chat. I know you guys are saying stuff. We are having StreamYard difficulties tonight. I'll blame it on StreamYard. Said I Georgia boys out there. Hey, brother. My dang when I switch from StreamYard tab to the YouTube tab while I'm following the comments, it's moving. So Georgia boy says, what bullet? I'm thinking he's talking to Kyle.
He is. It's a Lee Cast 260 grain. I don't have the mold in front of me, so I can't give you the number. It's this one. The round nosed kind of with, I wouldn't call it a flat point. Round nosed Lee. It's just one of them. But it's the 260 grain version.
Gotcha.
I think I remember why I forgot I had that mold now, because you can't find any data for the dang thing.
And then, so look, here's another question. Jamie's still working on it. Okay, I'm gonna go to this next question. Randy of 56. I hope that don't mean he got 56 kids, because that's gonna be, or 56 siblings. That would be, whew. But Randy of 56.
That's one hell of a tax write-off.
It maxes out at 4.
It's one hell of a food bill, though.
He says crimping 38,357. Lee factory crimp die? Question mark. And my first instant answer is yes, because if you guys know, when I first started with 38,357, I was using the one die for the 2-step process, and I ruined a few cases. Not ruined, I just over squeezed a few cases. So I basically run a Lee factory crimp down everything except my Dillon dies, I think. What about you, Kyle? And here's the crazy thing. After I got my Lee factory crimp die, I made myself learn how to use the single die. I just had to, because it, convenience. The Lee factory crimp die is convenient to me. But I did want to learn how to use the. Are you familiar when I'm talking about, Surrender? Oh no, she's in. We don't hear nothing from her either.
What?
Okay, is that better?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, repeat the question, please.
Are you familiar with so your bullet seating die and crimping die? Are you familiar with doing that operation in one step, basically?
No, because I'm on the progressive.
Yeah,
so I just turn stations.
Okay. So like most dies, to my knowledge, I think most dies, like my RCBS dies. My bullet seating die is a crimping die also, but it's a process. You got to learn how to set it up. So
yes,
but lead bullet junkie said Lee factory crimp die with the bottom ring removed. Plowboy Ghost said he run a factory crimp down everything except 480 Ruger and uses and I use the. Uncle Jim says factory crimp no good if warranting over 358. Uncle Jim, I didn't think about that.
Well,
yes,
here's where I found the Lee factory crimp die handy. On these 40,
making a roll crimp. Yes, Mike.
On these 44 Magnum Taco bullets, these are fairly big bullets. I mean, I'm having to work to size them down to 433. That's having to run them through the sizer twice because they lay them down fat. So I'll put the gas check on the first pass at 3 or 435, and then the final size is 433. Problem is, these at 433 will not feed into my Henry lever gun.
Should have bought a Rossi.
Oh, shut up. So I got the Lee factory crimp die, and it's got a sleeve in it that comes down over it. It sizes the bullet, the case, and everything else, because when these were loaded, it had one heck of a bulge at the top of the case. I mean, these cases were just huge right here. And me and Jamie would go to load it and be like, it won't go in there, and then grab something else, throw in there, even though it's twice as long or whatever, it would load it right up. Because I was loading these at 44 specials, kind of like getting shot with a lug nut out of a small cannon. But it wouldn't leave and load the 44 specials, and I did a little research on it, and that was the problem. So
gotcha. So Lead Bullet Junkie, I'm gonna have to look into that. But he said, I guess he's responding to Ocean or Uncle Jim. He said that's why you remove the ring in the Lee factory crimp die, so it just squeezes it instead of sizing the bullet down. And I'm gonna have to. I didn't even think about that, because my Rossi, when I slugged it to 3.585 or something like that. And guess what? When I made some bullets for it, I used the factory Lee crimp die, and didn't remove any ring. So I'm gonna have to pay attention to that. Scotsman's out there. Hey, brother. That is a good thought, especially for casters if you're shooting cast bullets. Thanks, Uncle Jim, Lead Bullet Junkie, and Ocean, for saying that. I really didn't even think about that. Because you won't have that problem if you're shooting jacketed or plated, because they are the size that they are. Right. But if you're doing cast bullets, a lot of we're making a little bigger bullet sometimes so that it can fill up that bore of the gun. Boy, things that make you go, See, this, I ain't even gonna lie. When I got that question today on our Instagram page, I said, oh, that's an easy question. Lee factory crimp die, Royal 56. But then now everybody just done rain on my parade. Thanks for responding, everybody.
Can
I
you hear me?
it. Yes, we got
We
you.
can hear you, but we can't see you.
You only get one or the other.
It's okay.
Yeah, gotta have one or the other.
I actually was in need of it full length sizing the completed cartridge. And ever since then, it doesn't change the bullet depth. That's the way I've got it set anyway. It doesn't change the bullet depth, just re-sleeves the completed round because of these fat bullets. What's the length of, are you talking about the fat bullets, Biggie?
And I see Georgia Boy said he bought the 44 collet crimp.
Maybe that's what I've got. No, it's not the collet crimp. No, it's the full length with the sleeve in the bottom of it and all that stuff.
And then I see Lead Bullet Junkie says you got to take a brass punch and pop that ring out, and you'll be a happy camper. So I thought it might have been I thought it may remove easy. I haven't really paid attention, but I'm gonna look at it. Now let me ask you, if you pop that ring out, does the ring not go back in? Is it almost like letting the smoke out the box? If y'all know what I mean, any mechanics out there, you do it, it's done.
This bullet right here is 750
in length. Okay.
Big E was asking. It comes out 750.
Ghost Rider, hey brother. He says, and all you side chatters.
Yeah, Kenny made a good point. Depends on if you're roll crimping or taper crimping too.
Yep. He said he was talking about the Keith bullets, depending on what type of. Well, he says most crimps. Jamie, can you put that Eagle Eyes comment up at It's 8:49 p.m. Says, what type of cast bullets are y'all using? That determines the type of crimp. Typical Keith bullets have a taper crimp relief.
Yeah, I'm trying to find some. I've got some right down here at my feet somewhere. I've been playing around at the reloading bench here lately. No. Matter of fact, let me put this one up. Baloo, did you eat my hollow points?
Plowboy's Ghost. He said, I shoot cast and everything, and I have and haven't had any problems out of any unaltered factory crimp dot. But then again, Plowboy, you said you size everything to 358. So what about for the people if they're sizing their bullet to 360? Or if you're powder coating and it brings it up to 360, and you know, let's say your particular weapon likes a fatter bullet, so to speak, over 358.
Yeah, the only thing I've had problems. No, wait a minute. It would load in the rifle, but it wouldn't go in the Red Hawk. It wouldn't fit in the cylinder of the Red Hawk.
I was gonna say, because Uncle Jim said that he was talking about cylinder throats.
Yeah. Here's the Keith bullet, the NOE Keith bullet, and these babies are tall. These are $7.95. Just to put it in perspective here. These are the ones that weren't feeding because they were too fat.
Should have bought a Rousey, man.
Those are the ones that are longer. Length. I'm sorry, Chico. Length was not the problem. It was the girth.
I love my Rousey. Uncle Jim said size to your bore and your throat. So yeah.
Well, yeah, that was the problem. That was it. I had to change the taco mold. I had to size it down for the chamber throats and the Red Hawks. Exactly what it was, Jim. Thank you. Yeah, I could shoot them all day in the Henry, but they wouldn't shoot in the Ruger.
I was just playing, but you know, Kyle, you know, I love my Henry. It's a 22, but you have a beautiful rifle. That thing is out. Yeah, I've shot that thing too, so it's not.
And I'm loading up a bunch of ammo for us to blow through coming up in about a month. I'm actually going to fire up the smelting pot tomorrow, and I'm going to load a bunch of these Keith bullets. Since Fuzz had to say that, I'm going to load up a bunch of these Keith bullets without the hollow point. So I'm going to revamp the mold in the morning and then start melting some lead.
That's cool. Hey, look, the next question, I'm definitely going to need Eagle Eye shooting and probably some of you other guys out there shooting, because I've not went to this route yet at all. And it's involving rifle brass and rifle reloading. And when Jamie gets a moment, he will put that question up from the Specialist 69. And there it is, going across the screen, just like we are newscasters, like we've done this before. We're getting better every week at doing this. It says, does a kneeling really make a difference?
It very much makes a difference, but it also depends on how much you work your brass when you resize it. Is it a shouldered case? Is it a straight walled case? All of that matters. And like my 308s, they're running at maximum pressure. I mean, I'm right there. I'm a half of a tenth of a grain away from probably blowing my face off. But that's what my rifle likes, and it's very consistent. But
believe it or not, I had that question too.
It is hell on brass. It really is. It is hell on brass. It's very hard on it. Sometimes I can only get 2 or 3 reloads out of brand new brass. I've even tried Lapua and everything else. It's just very hard on it. So once it stretches that brass that far and then you force it, it also depends on how you resize too. If you're just neck sizing because it's already fire formed, that'll be a little bit better. I put mine back to I run it through the full length sizing die, and that takes a lot to compress that brass back down to what it was in length and girth, and then you trim it and everything, and then it's back to where you were to begin with. But I'm only getting 3 or 4 loads out of each one because I'm running them so hot. Now, if I had an annealer, Ozark, I could anneal them because I'm so hard. I'm working my brass so much. I would probably anneal them at every reload, because what it does is the heat, you're going to size the brass back to normal, which is going to compact everything and make everything just real volatile as far as the compound of the brass. The heat will make everything relax, and now you can work it a little bit. You know, if you want to load cast, you can bell the neck. Your next reload might not be as bad on the brass itself. That's how you get split case necks and stuff like that, is overworking the brass, and annealing is a huge help in that. So
look, I appreciate it, brother. But look, the very last part of that question I can answer. I'm almost 75% sure I can answer, because it looked like a casting question at first. But he says, how long should you anneal? I don't know the answer to that question, but I know it's like a few seconds. And he said, should you air cool or water cool? I can answer that part right there. And I think his air cool is like, it ain't a cast bullet. But, you know, I could be wrong. Anybody water cool brass?
Most people water cool it. You heat it up. They make special.
Erase that off the stream. Erase what I just said off the stream.
They make special, like, for lack of a better term, fingernail polish that melts at a certain temperature. So you just paint the inside of the cartridge and anneal it until the paint goes away. And
but what about the water cooling? People water cool annealed brass?
Yeah.
Okay. See, I didn't know that. See? Got you. Okay. Eagle Eye, thank you. He said, I guess he was saying at 1,000 yards when we're gonna be shooting in April, it won't matter about annealing brass. But yeah, that was a question from one of our Instagram guys, the specialist. He actually had the most questions. He had a whole bunch of questions, but I put up like 2 of them.
That's what we're here to answer.
Oh yeah, but I'm gonna go through because the Scotsman put us up on his Instagram. When I said, you know, we bring the questions, and a few people asked questions up on his channel where he made the post about us. So we really appreciate that, brother, all that support and stuff like that. Uncle Jim says cooling brass doesn't matter.
I'm saying a lot of people saying that. Okay, I
didn't know. I just thought it. I didn't know.
The only ones that I annealed were the ones I cut back out, and then I realized I really didn't need to do that. But everything that I was watching was everybody was dumping them into a Folgers can full of water. Just anneal them for a second. Whoop.
Gotcha.
They didn't give a reason why they were doing it. I just did it. I hadn't had any split case necks on 300 blackout. Of course, it's not a really a bottleneck case, but yeah, me and Uncle Jim are on the same platform. We got the same jig and I think the same cutter and everything else to turn 223 into 300 blackout, because that stuff was, it was higher than giraffe private parts when it first came out.
I'm still getting questions, man, and I know the side chat people are responding, and don't think I'm ignoring y'all guys, but I'm just I know there's a lot of knowledge in the panel, but I think it's how many of y'all? It's 52 of y'all. So I think it's more knowledge in the side chat, actually, the side chat collectively than just 4 of us. So that's why
please wait
pauses in between, because I know, you got to read the side chat, I think, because you'll find a lot of information. Eagle Eye Shooting, Big E's out there. Mike Hester, I did see your response. Say you love your Rossi without the safety. I love my Georgia Boy, Lead Bullet Junkie, Ozark Spirits out there, and a lot of knowledge out there.
I'm very glad that question was asked, because there's a lot of stuff that people were saying that I didn't know about, because I don't really anneal, but apparently the couple of videos that I watched on it, the guys were taking the necessary steps and, you know, making it harder for the brass to relax. So I've learned something tonight. It's great.
So Mike posted a comment that a salt bath is awesome. What does the salt do?
I've heard that, but I'm not 100% sure, but I've heard that. And in just a few seconds, I'm sure somebody's going to respond about that question. I've heard about the salt bath.
Rollis says,
It's salt bath for kneeling. That's what it is.
Water cool, not for the brass, just so I don't burn myself. No, Kenny, I don't doubt that. I don't doubt that. But I was starting to blow case necks on my 308 after 4 or 5 rounds of brand new Lapua brass. I was overworking them so bad.
So yeah, the specialist, he's a reloader, and I think he's in like Mississippi somewhere. Man, I might be wrong about Mississippi, but he does a lot of long range and pistol shooting, and I've seen some rifle reloading on his channel, but I assumed he's looking to get into annealing his brass, and so because the annealing part saves your brass, right, Kyle? Then you.
Well, I was just going to respond to Kenny's comments, because y'all keep bumping your brass. I understand that. Then I got my Horner DK's comparator, and then I set my die where it needs to be, and I've pretty much eliminated that problem because I'm not overworking the brass anymore. I can get this last batch I bought, which is what I took to dead zero last time, 100 Lapua 308 brass. And I've got 6 reloads on some and 8 reloads on some other ones, and they're showing no signs, and I barely had to trim them. Just start neck sizing them, and you're good to go. Yeah, totally full length size, and overworks the heck out of the brass. He ain't wrong.
Cool. And I know the comments are still coming in, but this would be another question down there. The bullet says he heard the salt bath and kneeling can raise your feet per second because the gunpowder can react with the salt, making it hotter. Thoughts?
I wouldn't put salt down my barrel. I live in Georgia. It's humid. Salt and moisture, they will do damage on steel.
Yep. So Orc Boy 59. And this came from when the Scotsman posted up what I posted on Instagram, and it was just a little thumbnail saying, hey, bring your questions, reloading questions to Georgia Shooting Connection. So Orc Boy says, can you cover what burn rate of powder you look for when choosing a powder? I think that is highly debatable. And that's just because I've read a lot of articles about burn rate. Here's what I can tell you about burn rate. And someone else will, if I'm wrong, they're going to tell you I'm wrong in the side chat. Just watch them. There is no yardstick to measure burn rate. Burn rate is measured against other powders. Does that make sense? Do y'all understand what I'm saying? There is no spec, so to speak. Like there's no actual, hey, you start here. From my understanding, burn rate is measured against other powders. Like this one is faster than this one is slower than, you know what I mean? But there is no.
It's a comparative rating.
Correct. And I'm just, I use that. My answer to that question is I use what's in my manual as far as when choosing a powder. So if I'm loading 308, I'll go grab a manual and say, let me look at all the powders that's in 308, and possibly that's how I choose my powder. And then I ask a lot of questions to those folks over there in the side chat. Make sure I'm pointing the right way when I do that. I'm on one screen. Did I do that right? Okay.
Yeah, you right.
Okay.
What I did, I stumbled upon my pet loads by what was available to me when I started reloading. I'm sure that I can probably find other loads, but if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
I definitely
that's where I'm at. A lot of people don't like 4064 for 308. My gun loves it. I've figured out to the exact tenth of a grain what it needs to push my preferred bullet down that barrel, where I can hit a hunk of paint at 300 yards that ain't but a half-inch wide and watch it splatter. And I think that's good enough. You know, that's plenty good enough for game and all that. What I don't have for that rifle is a good hunting load. I've got plenty of projectiles. I just hadn't worked one up because I don't go hunting a whole lot, which sucks. So what I'll do is I'll take my scope, and if I do get a chance to go hunting because I don't have any property to hunt on, I'll go buy a box of store-bought, take the scope, click, 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 click. Okay, this is where it is, because I've got it zeroed to my target load, and then all I have to do is just dial my turrets back to zero, and I'm good to go again. But yeah, that's how I determined what powders I use for what. And like for 30-06, I use 4895 because that's what the powder was designed for. They invented that powder for that projectile or for that caliber. And you just play with it and work with it, and boom, there it is. And it was readily available, and I bought it.
Very cool.
If that makes sense, you use what you got available.
So let's see. Another question that was over on the Scotsman's Instagram that they commented up under the post, and I'm not even gonna type this one in because I think more. Don't take this wrong. I think more self investigation needs to happen because I could be wrong though. Look, he says, okay, looking for a 1200 feet per second, 40 load. I'm assuming 40 Smith & Wesson for 155 or 165 grain bullet without excessive pressure. And the reason why I didn't want to type that in because the question could be, I'm assuming 40 Smith & Wesson. That's almost the only thing I know about 40.
It is.
So I think something like that, I would think most manuals will get you somewhere close. And guess what else would help you? A chronograph, because that's your mileage may vary depending on what gun you're shooting it out of, what barrel length, what primers you're using, what cases you're using, what powder you're using.
All of that is in the game.
Right. So I didn't want to put that out there because a lot of people would throw out a lot of loads. I would think so.
I can throw out a bunch of loads out of my gun, but my gun's not your gun. So.
Right. So I didn't want to. And obviously somebody said, have you ever blown your face up? No, but I squealed my barrel before, but
it happens. And that's one thing when you're running and gunning, you need to be mindful. If you squeeze the trigger, did it go boom or did it go click?
Yeah. You got to hear that. Even with other stuff going around you, shoot. You know what? I think it's a double fold thing too, though, Kyle. When I had my squeal, the kick, the recoil wasn't as much too. So I had two warnings that told me, man, you might have a squeal.
Yeah, the sound is not always the issue because a lot of people don't have electronic ear pro. Electronic ear pro, you can hear that something wasn't right. So don't be rapid firing and trying to be a Billy Badass and all that because you could blow your face up.
And then another thing, when I had my squeal, if y'all look at my video, I think in the video I had on my ear pro. I did not have electronic ear pro on. I just had the ones that go around the neck because don't get me wrong, I love my electronic ear pro, but I don't like when my iPro messes with the. Are y'all familiar? It creates the gap, and I'm gonna buy some the jellies, if y'all know what I'm talking about. Before we go to dead zero, I'm getting me some gel cups for my electronic ear pro. But I didn't. I heard my pop was like, it wasn't a pow, it was a, and then I didn't feel the recoil in my shoulder like the previous rounds, and it was the last bullet, so I was safe anyway. But I knew instantly from watching people's videos, hearing about it, investigating. What does a squib feel like? What does it sound like?
That's what I'm kind of saying. Don't just start doing mag dumps for the fun of it, because you could run into a problem really quick.
Oh, that's good.
You know, you felt something was wrong.
Is that a Colt 45?
Nah, it's pure. It's carbonated water.
It is pure.
Carbonated water. It's water with fizz, and it's good. I had to have that belch sensation.
Oh God, carbonated water. That shit tastes like TV static.
Tastes good. I was thirsty. Look, I don't want to leave nobody in the side chat out because I see Willie Bullet Man just jumped in. Pepsi, my drink of choice. Hey, Jerry, 1911's out there. I was seeing there was some interesting stuff going on. Fuzz is out there stirring it up. We love you, brother.
Yeah, I liked Willie's video unboxing where he's wearing the respirator and everything.
Yeah. Hey, Willie.
That was good.
Ooh, this is a good question. This is a good question. I got it. But you know what? There's going to be so many answers out here because there is a lot of them.
Never trust a box from Utah.
What did he say? A box from Utah?
No, I thought about Willie's video.
Hey, Willie, the mailman delivered my Bass Pro flyer in a sealed baggie the other day. I opened the mailbox. I was like, what the heck? Do I even want to open this? I opened it.
And what was it, Sharonda, again?
So the mail got ripped a little bit, I guess, in their sorter, and they sealed it and shipped it saying, we care, with this little note on it, and sealed it all up. Now, all the other flyers I've gotten that they've destroyed, and my coupons, which I really wanted, they never bothered with those. Now that we have Corona floating around, they're shipping sealed junk mail.
Yeah, I leave it all in the mailbox. And I even met the mail lady the other Saturday, and she goes, "You're going to have to empty your mailbox." I said, "I'll make a deal with you. You quit putting this crap in my mailbox, and I'll make sure it stays empty. I just leave it full so you can't put any more of this junk in here."
I want my junk.
There's 15 letters from some pest control company that's not even in this area. There's 15 of them in my mailbox right now. I just leave them in there. Like, you want to add to the collection? Go ahead. You're the one that's got to fight with it, not me. Love you to death. Mean it. Even brought her breakfast and stuff like that on Saturdays and Sundays if she's running around. And I'm like, will you please quit putting this crap in my mailbox? I don't need it. I don't want it. And you're having to fight with it now.
So, Sharinda, you said you got a hunt. I want to hear about the reloading class. Is it with new reloaders, or is this
it'll probably be the one that I'll be doing later with the shot shell, or the one for next week. Did you hear me, Chico?
Yes, ma'am, I did. I was trying to cover the dead space while I was typing. So.
Oh, okay.
I'm trying to be professional on a Friday nights, because sometimes I'm gonna tell you like this. This is how I think about it. When you ask the questions live, right? What if somebody just comes in, like, I'm just gonna pick on Jerry 1911 just got here. We can start the show. But what if he just came in and I already asked the question, and that way I'm typing it in so Jamie can put it on the banner at the bottom so that somebody can know what we're discussing and talking about. Yes, the things we do for our viewers. Thank you guys all out there. But that's why I was trying to cover that dead space. But I was curious about it because I know that's big for you. And didn't you just get elected to the Hall of Fame also, Sharenda?
The Hall of Drinking the Most Coffee on the Planet Hall of Fame.
What did you just get voted in for?
Oh, well, I got voted to be a board member for the organization that I hunt for, but I think they're going to go LLC instead of 503C. So we're having a meeting about that, but it doesn't negate any of the work that they want us to do. So I'm okay with that. And the reloading that I have coming up next weekend, that was the first one I did at the church that I posted on my YouTube live channel a few months back. They're having me back to show them how to change calibers on the Dillon. And then I have a shot shell loading probably later this fall, but I got donated a trunk full of holes. Then I found out last night that I have another gentleman from Pheasants Forever that's going to give me another haul. So now I got to figure out where I'm going to store all this stuff. I'm out of space.
My house.
I can throw it at your house. Would I get it back though?
You can get what's left of it back.
Hey, big man, outdoors. Jerry, you know I was just messing with you. So look, who else? Look, I got another question. There it is. And I'm gonna let y'all figure that out, especially the side chat, because I know a few answers are gonna come out there. I can
give you my answer, but it won't answer his question.
The most accurate, consistent powder. What's your answer, Kyle? Let's hear it.
You're talking about a manual powder trickler? They're as accurate as you are. I don't care who makes it.
And one thing I would say about that, every time you use it, you need to be consistent with the pressure, if that makes sense. The pressure you exert on it, whatever it be. If it's on a progressive, it's the one with the throw lever. I've seen people where they use it, they tap it up once to the top and down twice on the bottom.
Well, he didn't say powder measure. He said powder trickler.
Oh, that is true. Yeah, I do have a trickler too.
So it's whatever is as accurate as you are. I mean, I didn't even have a powder trickler. Use a scoop and your finger.
Yeah, that's true. You know what? But you know, when I looked at the question, I was thinking measuring. So I'm glad you pointed that out. So yeah, I've got a Frankfurt Arsenal trickler, and I've got a Hornady electronic one where you like hit the button and you can let it go yourself. It's not like a programmable one.
I have a preference.
I like my Hornady powder measure, the electronic powder scale. I forget the digits and all whatever the hell it is, but I've seen a lot of videos about people bashing it, and the reason people are bashing it is because they don't know how to work the damn thing.
You got to have a preference.
Yeah.
As far as a trickler, right, Sharenda?
Yeah. Yep.
I've only trickled a few times, but like a lot of people say it, like Squatch Reloading just said, the Lee spoon can be pretty dang accurate. I'll tell you what, anytime I do, even when I've done my rifle reloads for my 308, I'm using my Lee scoops, but I'm looking at my scale. I'm dropping it on my scale. I'm like, I'm trickling it out of the scoop, and just watching my scale. So, yeah.
A trickler is just as accurate as long as you can spin it at the same RPM when you only want 1/10 of a grain. It doesn't matter who makes it. Doesn't matter what size the pipe is. Just, you know, some of them you'll turn 3/8 of a turn. Some of them you'll turn 1/4 of a turn and get that 1/10. Depends on the powder and everything else.
Yeah, my thing with my Frankfurt Arsenal, it just takes so long to put it all in. Like it takes when I spin the tube, I'm like, dang, it's taking a lot because it's taking like a few grains and it's going down that metal tube. That's like for precision, in my opinion. I could be wrong. If you are loading pistol ammo with a powder trickler, you got way too much time on your hand. But that's just my opinion. I could be wrong. So yeah, Frankfurt Arsenal is nice. like Big E said, the weight of it, and that's the reason why I bought it. The Hornady ones they're small, they're red, obviously the Hornady, but they are very light. They're real plastic. I've seen them in the store, picked them up. I was like, nah, I'll knock that over full of powder.
Yeah,
I got one when it was on clearance, but only thing I've done is just took it out the package so far.
they rely on the weight of the powder to give it mass, and I don't like that. The Frankfurt Arsenal trickler for the money is great. RCBS has got a good one.
Big Man says he used that Hornady trickler and he got it mounted on a block for the better handling, and I understand that because of that's a great idea for whoever has one. Like Sharenda said, she has one mounted on probably a piece of wood or something, so you won't knock it over.
That makes a lot of sense.
It does. See, all you dang reloaders out there, you know we're frugal. We learn how to do stuff and just make it work better than the manufacturer design it.
I did notice that with this the new APP press from Lee, Lee's watching a lot of the reloaders videos on YouTube because
that's good.
they'll come up with a legitimate problem, and then boom, next week it's redesigned. All the plastics a different color. It's got different inserts and stuff like that. And like, damn. So they are watching us.
Yeah. And I think this is my opinion about that. I think if a company, and it's almost like they're listening, well, they are listening because they're watching. And so if you got problems with the app posse out there with all you boys with the APP presses, if y'all got problems with anything, and you make videos, say it in a video, because I like Kyle said, I know they're watching because I know Ocean had a huge video where they corrected some issues that he had.
Yep, within
their upgrade.
Within a week, they had redesigned it.
I just think a company that makes stuff, if you don't listen to your customer, guess what? You're probably not going to be in business a long time. Or then again, maybe. I don't know.
And I've been looking at that press a lot, and as a caster, it makes a lot of sense to have it. You can blow through sizing some stuff, especially now that NOE has come up with and thank you, Ocean, for sharing that information. NOE's come up with a resizing die specifically for the APP press. And then everybody's playing with, does it work nose down, nose up? Does it matter? And I don't really see where it matters because I've sized a lot of bullets the old school way, where however it was in my fingers is how it went through the die. So
I got you out there in the private chat. As soon as Jamie come back, he will throw you in here. So I see that. So we're stuck on this question for a minute, but that's no problem. We've got a guest in the side chat. And while we got a guest, a word from our sponsors. I'll be right back. Y'all know we got no sponsors, but stop playing.
That's when you throw something up on the green screen.
Okay, yeah, I can do that. Maybe. I'll be right back. I gotta go grab something for this next question. Maybe. Look at this. Oh man, what I got? Who do I got? There we go.
The pewter duck. Save the duck.
Speaking of, I need to message him to show me pictures of the duck. He's supposed to show me pictures of the duck with a newspaper so I know that it's still alive.
Ah, gotta have the date.
Yeah, I need the date.
Good old pewter ducks.
You're as cold as ice. Oh, I should have hit mute. Oh. All right. I don't want it buffering.
Now, Fuzz, we're not going to do that.
What did Fuzz say?
If we cut back on shooting, we wouldn't need so much stuff.
I know,
That's
man.
so rude.
I know. Yeah.
I didn't reload. I didn't start reloading to save money. I started reloading to shoot twice as much for the same amount of money. Now I'm actually putting ammo back. I don't go to the range and shoot up everything I've got and then be like, oh, I hope Walmart's got it.
Yeah. After December 29th of 19, I had some people who's on my Instagram, even my personal Instagram, because some of them know I reload or they got an idea that I reload. It was like, man, I can't find no ammo. I gotta go to like Academy, and I was like, oh yeah. You remember when I told you want to come see something? And it's like, so my buddy inquired. He was like, hey man, you ain't nervous?
No, you ain't bringing
your own reloads. And I was like, I ain't gonna lie. When I first started doing it, yes, I was nervous, but I'm careful. So, and I still have mess ups, but still, I'm careful. I'm watching and stuff like that. But they're not happy about that. They can't get their normal 9mm, 357, 45, 40 ammo at the local Wally's, and I kind of knew it was going that route, but
right. We all knew that the $8.25 for a box of 50 Winchester 9mm wasn't going to last long.
And guess what? And the thing about it, I still see brass at the range, just on the floor. And I'm like, what is it? I'm like Mario, the Mario Brothers, picking that thing up, ding, 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 ding. Every time I pick one, it's a penny. That's how I think about it.
Yeah, you scoop, scoop, scoop. We all know. We've seen you do it.
Right. You see Red Raider Reloading's out there. He says, and Michael Signs, hey brother. He said Red Raider said he loaded up 250 rounds of 357 SIG last week. He think Wednesday is gonna be the range day. Man, you got to do video on that.
Yeah. If you loaded up that much 357 SIG, you did save some money.
Jerry 1911 said yesterday was range day for him. Over 200 rounds, I'm assuming, of 22 long rifle and 100 rounds of 9mm. I think Jerry's doing the day at the range challenge. I was on Discord, and I was when day at Mr. Revolver guy put that challenge out there, and that's gonna be interesting to see you guys videos. There goes Scotsman says money. Yeah, he's talking picking up that brass. It is money.
And Big E's got a good comment there too. 9mm, when you can find it, it's so cheap you don't even need to reload it, but save the brass because you don't need the brass. What?
Jerry said Mr. Revolver guy just updated his site. Okay, I'm gonna have to check that out. Squat says that 357 equals the mythical Glock bulge, and I can believe that with the 357 SIG. I used to own a Glock 32, which was a 357 SIG, and when I bought it, I did not. You talking 2003, I think. I did not understand. Like, it was hot. The ammo was hot in, and I don't know why I bought it. The ammo was too damn high. I was like, man, but it's 357. That's all I was thinking about. I was so young. It's 357. Automatic. Semi-automatic. I was so green.
Are you just walking around randomly telling strangers, I own a 357, huh?
Nah, I like doing that. I just knew, a lot of people's like, I got a 357 like in a semi-automatic. Then somebody was like, hey, that's a SIG. That ain't the same as 357 Magnum. But it still got good ballistics on it. But still. He says, Lakeview says, are you sure I would have already done the 22 challenge, but my friend Jerry 1911 didn't invite me out to the range? I guess I got to get me a better 22. Well, that challenge was 50 yards, and those targets were like almost like the Appleseed, wasn't it, Sharinda? Did you see that?
No, I haven't seen the challenge, but I've done Appleseed, so I can visualize what the targets look like.
They were small targets. Big man, hey brother.
Hello.
How you been, man?
Oh, I'm good. Just late.
No problem, brother. We understand responsibilities, family, and all that. And eating, I like to eat if y'all didn't know that. But we totally understand. I know you're in a different time zone as us.
No, I'm in the same time zone as you.
What?
Yep.
Okay, I didn't know that. Prior to your move, weren't you in a different time zone?
Nope. I just moved
Dang,
about an
I'm
hour
way
south.
off.
Yeah, you're out there.
I know what brass look like though, but
That's right.
off on the time.
Nope. I'm in Eastern.
Okay, brother. Good seeing you, man. I know at one time a lot of people was asking about you, as we were too, but we know everybody has to do their thing. But good seeing you. Thanks for joining us.
Good to be here. Thanks for having me on. Like I said, sorry I'm late, but yeah, I ended up moving about an hour south of where I was. Everything's still packed up. It took me a while to get there. We sold our house in the end of August, and we just moved into the new house 3 weeks ago on Valentine's Day, as a matter of fact. So it was just kind of in some temporary space, and I'm still kind of letting everything get sifted out. Found my reload. The box is with my reloading stuff, but now I got to get it out.
Still got to unpack everything else. I understand. Moving sucks. I know.
Yes. Yep.
So I know when you were last doing videos, were you able to shoot on your property last time?
Yes. And
are you able to shoot on your new property?
I will be. Yes. I got to get a range set up, but yes.
That's all good. That is very cool.
Yep. I am definitely blessed to be able to do that, because I know a lot of people are not. So
yeah, some people are
wish I had that privilege.
Uncle Jim can just walk out his door, and I think Squatch has a range. Lever Guns 50. Hey, brother, he can do it. I could do it. I can go right out here and do it. I'm not even gonna lie to you, but there are consequences.
Yeah,
right.
I can do it on my property too, but it's illegal.
Yeah, I was gonna say, man, they'll be like, let's just go over here to this house, maybe where all the brass is in the ground. They won't find it. I'll pick that brass up.
Well, I get enough strange looks carrying my long guns in and out, so I don't think I'll risk that at my apartment life.
What I thought was funny is the neighbors that moved out about a year ago. They moved down to South Georgia to be closer to their grandkids and everything. They're both retired and all that. So, and I bought the man's car and truck, and we were talking, and he was like, I was real close to your parents, but I don't know you that well, and all that. And I was like, well, okay. So he comes into the house, and I just gotten back from the shooting property, and there were rifle cases and ammo bags and stuff like that in the living room, because I hadn't got around to putting them back because I just walked in the door. And he goes, "Oh, you into shooting?" I'm like, wait a minute. You've lived there for how many years and don't know that I'm into shooting? He goes, I'm not one of them people that sits out there on the damn front porch with binoculars and watches what everybody does. He goes, I used to be a real competitive shotgun shooter, sporting clays and stuff like that. I still got the guns and the reloading presses. And I was like, really? You've been a shotgun reloader living across the street and I didn't know that? He's like, hey, small world. It happens.
Yeah. But we're secretive too. I'm secretive about my neighbors anyway. I'm real secretive. I live in a populated area. So, I mean, my neighbors, they say, hey, Chico. I'd be like, get moving. Don't worry about what's in these bags.
Right.
These are not the droids you're looking for.
But who knows? I'm gonna tell you who knows. My mail lady. Because when I get brass delivered or package, she be like, what's in this? I say pottery. You see my garden in the back. That's why I told her, I said, you want some vegetables? I got, in the summer, in the spring, I got vegetables growing. I was like, you want some green peppers or something? But and then pottery. She was like, okay. She just gave me that look like, yeah, right, okay.
Yeah, she knows you're full of shit.
My neighbors don't bother me. I have what you call RBF.
And what is that?
Rest in bitch face.
Takes a while to perfect, but once you get it, it's perfect.
It is. They don't. If they look like they want to speak, I give them eye contact. They kind of bow their heads and kind of walk the other way.
Scurry away.
Hey Jamie, can you put that next question up? I think I can answer this, but actually I know I can answer this, but more people could answer it too. I know he's still out there. Hey, y'all give a shout out to Jamie, man, because he's in the backstage. No, he's not. He's front stage. He's just having some mic issues, so he is holding us down, running the screen. One thing I want to say, I know Mike Hester, he was talking about a suppressor. He was like, and no one knows you're shooting. I'll tell y'all, on the low, that means very discreetly. On my Instagram, I've shot on my property before with a 22. I was shooting CDs, and on my Instagram, I was like, shh. And then I did the video. I went outside and shot, but nobody knew about it except for every 55 of y'all that I just told. So anyway,
cat's out the bag now.
I know, right? Scotsman said he's gonna be getting up with Squats Reloading to do some casting soon. He's got some new modes, and then American Reloader, like he said, he's selective about reloading with neighbors, and I don't do that either because I do work a job and I don't want my door to be open when I get home. Let's say that. So I'm selective about that, but most of my family know. They know I am the pro Second Amendment person in the family. Oh, good night. Oh, okay, something dropped. Did Jamie change my question? Not or our question, not my question. Yes, Bullet Man. I shot an air rifle. That's what it sounds like for real. And very soon, I know I've been saying this, I am in the market for a suppressor, but I'm torn between a few different models. 55 in the chat. Jerry, thanks, brother.
Oh crap! Battery about to die. I'll be right back. I gotta plug in.
Yeah, I just ran into that myself.
What was the question, Chico? So I didn't see it in the.
It's in the private chat. He ain't put it up on the screen yet, but it is. I can say it. It says, "What's the proper method for measuring your chamber?" And I've done that sorta, but I think the proper method would be this. What is this? Chamber casting. I think that would be. Some people gonna say no, but I think this is gonna get you your almost accurate. You can slug your barrel too, but I bought this from Midway or Brownells or something like that, and the reason why I bought this one because they said I can remelt it back down.
So for the newbies in the room, can you take that out the package? Hold it up so I can see it.
Where's my glove? This lead, Sharinda. It's just a bar of lead, actually. Sort of.
Oh, okay. I couldn't tell at the angle I was standing at.
Yeah, sorry. Okay. It's just a bar of lead. It's even got a part number on it.
Oh, okay.
There we go. National Metallic Chamber Casting. It's a half a pound. I think it was $5. But this one can be remelted. Probably, I mean, like most lead, but when I read the reviews on it from, I think this was Brownells or Midway. And you can get a chamber cast of your rifle. I have not used this yet. That's why it's so perfect in a bar. Because when I reuse it, it'll probably go in a different mode or something. But see, George Goodwin said, Cyril safe. Yep, I think that's what it is. I think that's exactly what it is. Yeah, Matt
Is that the right one?
It's Bismuth. I said that wrong. But I think you can also slug your barrel. I've done that. I know a lot of people in the side chat has done that. That was, he says, proper method for measuring your chamber. If y'all notice, that says the specialist 69. He asked like 6 questions in one question. So I wanted to make sure that I somehow addressed his questions because I was surprised that he had all those questions. But he, like I said, he is a reloader and stuff like that.
If you do reload, the way I measured my chamber was take a brand new factory round, shoot it, resize it, shoot it again, check your overall length, next size it, shoot it again. Make sure you're not over on your overall length. Trim it down if you are. Shoot it again, and then that will give you your chamber size. That way, you can use a brass comparator and set your dies up accordingly. I'm sorry, I'm finally getting around to eating dinner. I guess my oldest son's not coming down, so fixing to put the leftovers in the fridge. I'm eating cold lasagna, and it's fantastic.
I got you, Kyle. So a lot of like Mike Hester said, you measure brass that has been fired 3 times. It's a mirror image.
Yeah.
Measure brass has been fired twice, and you have a mirror image. So and Big E says that may work for bolt guns, but for brake guns that won't work. Auto loaders could be a problem too. So yeah. I just figured that would be maybe the simplest, but everybody's not thrilled about taking a torch close to their firearm and or even a heat gun or something like that. Hey Scotsman, I didn't see you jump in, brother.
Hey, how's it going, brother?
Good, brother. Thanks for posting that earlier, man. I did get a few questions over there on your channel.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Absolutely. Yeah. I do have a question. I did post it in the side chat, but and I apologize for not being here earlier. And this is for everyone, but and thanks to Chico, I managed to pick up this guy right here. This is a new old stock.
Yeah,
I picked this up for a steal, and this is a 38 357 steel mold. So my question is, since I already have one that is a used one, which has already been pre-done, pre-treated, and all the rest of it to be ready to use, on a new steel mold, what's the best way to prep a new steel mold?
Jamie, is your mic working?
Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Yep.
but it's low.
Weak but readable.
Let me get a little closer. Is that better?
That's better.
Can you answer that question for Scotsman, Jamie?
I think you need to cook that sucker in the oven. Bring it up to about 400 degrees twice or 3 times.
Heat treated, yeah.
But first scrub it real good with Dawn dishwashing liquid.
Okay. All right.
Lead Bullet Junkies talking about brake cleaner. That stuff splashes all over. It gets you in your eyes. You got a bad day. It splashes on other stuff and causes discolorization on whatever it lands on.
Yep. Heat cycle it, like Lead Bullet Junkie said. Have you looked at the mold? It's gonna have a little grease on it or a little oil on it, right?
I can tell you this. I haven't taken it out the package yet. And here, heck, we'll do it now.
It'll have like a mineral
It is
oil.
definitely covered in oil and grease.
Yeah, you're gonna have to degrease.
And it is definitely new. Let's see how.
Is that the exact same mold you said?
Well, it's not too
It's
bad.
a 38.
It's a 3857. It's not too bad in grease, but it is a damn camera semi-wad cutter.
Yep. That's good, bro. Yes, he been on the eBay finding the stuff. Waiting to the last.
You got me freaking hunting deals down like crazy.
Find them though, don't you? I mean, and that's one thing we said the last chat. It was like, man, if there's so many people selling molds, if it goes over a certain price, don't worry about it. You'll catch another one. But
and that's it, man. I was watching a couple different things, and just so happened at the same time I was watching those things, I missed out on one, and this thing popped up, and I'm like, you know what? New old stock, sure, why not? And I looked at it, and with shipping, $45.
That's good, bro. You got the
What
box and
number
everything.
is it? What's the number?
That is a 358156.
I have that one. Yep. ES 156 ES.
It doesn't say ES on there, but
Look on the
it's
actual mold. It'll
it's a
probably.
155 grain.
Yeah, I have that, but mine is ES. I don't know what the ES is. Maybe that's a gas check version I have.
Extra special.
Extra sale. That's how I got it. Jamie, what you have a method for measuring your chamber?
I used a trick I learned from Kenny and some other guys. I don't know if y'all can see this. You put a split in the case, and then poke your bullet down in there, and chamber it. That tells you how long it can be, and before it hits your rifling.
Gotcha.
As far as the diameter, fire it a couple of times, and it'll tell you.
And then you're measuring your case, right? After that.
Yeah.
So I know Big Man shoots a lot of. It's 243, right?
224, 308, yeah, 30 caliber
Is
stuff
your
like that.
method similar?
Yeah, I guess it depends on what you're trying to do. Jamie, like you had said, for getting where the bullet hits the lands. Eagle had also talked about cutting that thin strip off of the top of the bullet, and if you're trying to measure where for your case length, it's very similar to what you do to get where the bullet hits the lands, but you also put that thin strip that you cut off on top, so that when you chamber it, that is where that piece of brass will hit on where the rifling starts as well. I don't know if that's exactly the right term, but that way your trim length of your case. I remember him talking about that one, but either of those methods are usually what I do. I've never, like you were talking about, Chico, I've never found the testicular fortitude to pour hot metal down my barrel.
Right.
So
I didn't know.
I've never tried that.
I didn't know if he was asking about the overall cartridge length or the diameters of the chamber.
Yep.
Right. Yeah. So his question, I put it exactly how they asked it on Instagram. And I like when Big Man started off when he said, and a lot of people gonna probably agree with me. It depends on what you're doing. I think that plays a lot of role in, like, when some of the other questions people was asking about certain powders. Well, what are you trying to achieve? I think that all that plays into the reloading aspect of it. You going to plinking, you going target shooting, you going hunting. So
yeah, and then are you just looking to where to set your headspace, or are you looking for your cartridge overall length to bump it 20 thousandths off the lands and grooves? I mean,
you're looking for trim length on your brass. What are you trying to get at?
Those questions are, they're help, because I just asked the question on Instagram, and some of those questions were a little incomplete as far as like there wasn't complete questions, if that makes sense. But I know the last question, 1, 2, 3, all y'all got it. I'll let Jamie and Big Man and even the side chat answer that, because I got nothing on the first 2 answers. That's Jamie's cue to last set of questions. Let's see.
And now we go to Jamie.
In 3, 2, 1.
That's the last one I got.
And now back to Chico.
Okay. That was the last one you got.
And lost all my private chat.
Oh, that's what it is then.
Hey,
'Cause I
Trey.
put it in the private chat. So look, this is what the specialist again asked. He said, how do you locate the ogive, however you say it? I'm a Southerner, yes. The best die for precision rifle and homemade case loop. I got them on the last part. Homemade case loop, lanolin oil, and some alcohol off Amazon. The 99% or whatever it is. There you go. Kyle's got it.
Please
Yep,
wait.
12-1.
Time out. Who is this specialist 69? I don't see him in the side chat. He's asked 1.5 million questions. What does he
Yep.
want us to do? Come load his ammo for him? Then we'll come shoot it too.
I've seen us do it.
Yeah, I do it. But you know,
I'm just
he's on
kidding.
Instagram, and
We appreciate
he
it.
may be out there. I don't know. He ain't said nothing, but he did ask the
Hey.
question.
I'm just giving him a hard time, picking on him. I just appreciate participation.
I do too, man. I do.
Can I tell
Which
you?
brings me to Surrender has not said hardly anything all night.
Okay, I'll shut up.
And she's muted.
I'm absorbing all of this good information. You should see the notebook I have going on over here. Hey, this is the one situation where a woman is shutting her mouth and listening. Appreciate this, gentleman. Merry Christmas.
You got to be able to
Larry
respect
Palmer
that.
put a good question out there. I'm sure they can answer that. You can see that Larry Palmer in the side chat at 9:51.
What causes a hard extraction of the bolt gun? You not having the trim tube length short enough when you reloaded it. What happened was the case mouth is now up there in the chamber and has expanded past where it's supposed to be. And now it's going to take a damn jackhammer to get it out. But you can get it out. It's generally overstretching the overall length of the case.
Would it possibly be overpressure too, where the case is once it's fired, it's expanding way too much?
Which will do the exact same thing. It will make the brass way longer than it needs to be.
Yep.
What's actually happening in my mind is the brass, the mouth of it's getting wedged between the rifling and the bullet.
Well, it's stuck where your chamber ends. They no longer keep milling because they only expect the bullet to go. So if the brass extends past that, you fire it, it's going to expand into those crevices because it's too long.
Yeah.
It'll make for hard extraction.
And let me add this. When we're talking about cartridge overall length, trim to length, that kind of stuff, especially cartridge, the trim to length on the cases, that can be different from every rifle. You have an established.
What I've found is stick with Sammy specs. You can play with everything on the backside, but most of your cartridges or your chambers are cut to Sammy spec. So if your minimum or maximum case length is 3.07, too lazy, and you read 0.09, we're only talking 0.02 of a difference. But once it shoots, it may be 0.05 different, and it's going to stick. So trim that some bitch back to 302 and be done with it.
Larry's also asking if that would cause the lift to be hard as well. Yeah, it would. Yep.
It can be.
That was it.
Depends on how long it is.
Right. And that was the interesting part about his question. He said his lift was easy, but the extraction was hard. If I remember,
it was just long enough to make it hard.
Yep. And again, like I said, I mentioned it earlier again, but an overpressure, that'd be another one. So.
And exactly, LBJ, you get a lot more leverage with the lift than you get with trying to pull the bolt back.
Mhm.
And Eagle's got a good. He's got a good point too.
Yep.
I think it was too long of a case.
I'm
Happened to me.
curious, has you tried any other type of ammo in it? I'm just asking for my curiosity.
I was gonna ask too. Have you fire formed the brass? Is that new ammo you shot first before you shot anything else and fire form your brass, or are you just using brass you picked up at the range and trying to make a load with it?
His question, did he say? He didn't say even if it was reloaded ammo. So
Yeah, no, it was just a.
That's what I'm asking. Trying to figure out what exactly what he's. Yep.
Yeah.
Trying to figure out exactly where he's at.
So I know when I first got my Ruger, my 308, I wasn't reloading nothing. I bought factory ammo because I was like, no, I'm not messing around. And then so. And I'm still learning. That's why I was like, I ain't gonna answer this question at all. I'd rather, I know Big East shoots a lot long range, and I know Kenny does, and a lot of people in the side chat too. So I was like, you asked me some question.
Come over to the house, man. We'll play around.
You asked me a question about who got the cheapest price. I can point you that way in most cases, but
Buzz mentions a new Henry and issues with Henrys. I'll tell you this: when it comes to Henrys, Marlins in general, just a lever gun in general, work it in one round at a time to start out, because they're very, very picky. They're very sensitive. And on the Henry I bought, for example, when the first time I took it out and shot it, I put one round in because it wouldn't take more than one to start with. And I had to work that spring. And then once that spring broke in a little bit after a few shots, I could put a full tube in there. You got to take your time with them and work them in, break them down.
Yeah, and every gun needs to be shot. If you're going to depend on it to save your life, I would not. I don't care if it's a long gun, an AR, a shotgun, or a pistol. I wouldn't trust it till after 500 rounds.
All right. Larry says fire formed, full length sized. One end of the brass could have been loaded too many times. Load has not worked was not worked forever. I'm going to say it's probably too hot, over pressure.
I'm going to say the brass was too damn long. Because you never said anything about trimming it, Larry.
Right. I would say that too. Fire formed and full length resize probably was too long.
You just stretched the crap out of it right there.
Yeah.
Out of my brand new high dollar Lapua brass, after being, I went ahead and fully length sized it once, and then loaded it and shot. And I would say out of a batch of 50, 18 of them are over length already. I got to trim them. Of course, I mean, it's brand new, once fired brass, but I got to trim them. So if you loaded them a couple of times and didn't measure it.
Yeah, that seems to be what the general consensus seems to be coming to for that.
I just know because it's happened to me. I've had to open my bolt on my 308 with a piece of wood, just beat on it, or a table or something. Well, anyway.
Yeah, so I'm
I
sure
haven't experienced that yet. I'm glad.
Can I throw a real quick thing in here, guys? Something that you don't get to see every day that happened to me today?
Throw it.
It's a little on the political side, but not bad. I walked out of my work, went to the car. I looked up and I went, that's a really big plane to be that low and going that slow. And I'm looking at it. I'm like, whatever. I get in the car, pull out onto the street because I'm taking advantage of the one time there's not any traffic. And I look back out of the window and I see the front of it's blue and I see the presidential seal. I'm like, that's Air Force One. And I get on the road and then turn the radio on. Traffic report comes on. Yep, get ready, Atlanta. Trump's almost landing. He's circling Cobb County, fixing to land at Dobbins Air Force Base. And I'm like, that was Air Force One.
Trump Force One.
Do what now?
I think it's Trump Force One.
Well, I don't know. You don't get to see that every day.
No, that's the name of it. But yeah, he was down here today. He went to the CDC in Atlanta.
He flew over my shop at 3:31. I think they landed at like 3:40. I was almost getting on the interstate because I made every single red light. But I was almost getting on the interstate when they said he landed. I was like, yep, that was Air Force One.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't believe it didn't have a accompaniment to it, an escort, but maybe they peeled off so he could make a specialized landing or something. I don't know. It was something neat. You don't get to see it every day.
Buzz is crazy.
What did he say?
He was asking if the president was tossing out food stamps.
Well, I'm sorry, Fuzz, but if he was, I wouldn't have picked any up. How about that? I just thought it was pretty neat. I noticed that there was an extremely large plane going extremely slow at an extremely low altitude. And it caused me to look up at it a little bit longer.
No, that's pretty cool, man.
Yeah, it was Fuzz's.
I answered it in the side chat. I keep track for rifle, but I don't keep track for pistol.
Yep, I was gonna say the same thing.
I answered the same thing in the side chat too, but I only do it on my 243, not the rest.
Whose question?
And Big Man, how do you per se keep track? Or do you have a box that this is twice fired, this is 3 times fired, this is?
I do rifle, not for pistol.
Yeah, so when I load it up, depending on, I usually start with factory brass, at least for most of the stuff, or virgin brass. But yeah,
Right.
I load it up, shoot it, and I throw it in a plastic bag, and I write on a little card once fired. And when I get to cleaning, I clean a batch at a time, and I deal with a batch at a time, and just keep cycling it through. That also helps for things like annealing purposes and so on and so forth. After so many shots, you want to anneal it, and
Gotcha.
just makes it.
Yeah, I have those questions like that, and that's why I asked, because I've got lots of I've got lots of brass, and I'm just now, I go through and separate, my head stamps. I've got a lot of Lake City stuff, so I separate it by the year. But when I load some up, I'm like, okay, how am I gonna do that? I'm gonna put this in a box, but the bag makes plenty of sense. That's good to know. Thanks, brother.
Yep. And Tread kind of made a point too, and I would say this, and I said for rifle brass, yes. I would say more for precision brass, 5.56, whatever.
Right.
I have a group that I try and keep for when I'm trying to make precision loads, but then I've got the just general range ammo that I don't care about. It just goes into a bucket and whatever.
So precision hunting load, something like that you want to hit its mark.
Right.
Gotcha.
After what I paid for this Lapua 308 brass, every one of them's tagged and bagged. I know exactly where every one of them is.
That's right.
Which I know that's not even really an expensive caliber. I mean, you look at 338 Lapua or something like that. That stuff gets stupid expensive. But yeah, 5.56, nah. Hell, there's 2 5-gallon buckets full of it right here at my feet.
Well, and like I said, if I'm trying to load stuff that I want to be more accurate than just plain old range ammo, I'll try and keep that up a little bit.
But I had a couple of instances of exactly what he was talking about earlier about hard extractions and stuff like that with a 308 bolt gun. And then I had a case head separation on one. Actually, it was when AOK reloading or foraging and adventures was down. And that was a pretty scary trigger squeeze. And I said, you know what? We're going to put the 308 up because this brass has been worked as much as it can be. We've already had extraction problems. Now we've had a case head separation, and it's all the same brass. All right, 308's put up. And we were all having so much fun with it.
I remember when I had my first case head separation. Oh man, that
it's a different feeling.
It's something.
We did have one other question on Instagram that, and I kind of laughed about it, but it's a good question too. Has anyone ever had an issue with something blowing up? So I was asking if I've ever had anything blow up, like a firearm blow up or whatever, and it was like, no.
Well, let me ask my disclaimer: something that you didn't want to intentionally blow up.
Exactly.
You have to ask those questions with me.
Yeah. So personally, I've never had any issues, but I thought I'd throw it out there because that was
on wood.
Because somebody done it. Maybe not nobody here, but somebody's done it. I've seen the videos on Instagram.
Elmer Keith was one of the first ones.
But what now?
Elmer Keith was one of the first ones. He blew up many guns.
Yeah, I had that squib, but like I said, I stopped. I was like, oh man.
Now I have stopped people from blowing their face off. My buddy's wife was shooting my 40 cal M&P, and it was some ammo that he had reloaded over at my house, and it didn't sound good. And she was taking aim and getting ready to, and I just reached over there and grabbed the damn thing. I thought, no. Broke it down real quick. Here you go. You fix it.
I've never had that issue, but I had a couple of guys that had some, actually probably two guns apiece blow up on them because they purchased reloads from someone else. And
well, this was a bad primer. The primer had gone off, and when I cleared the gun, gunpowder came out of it everywhere. And I took the slide off, pulled the barrel out, and the bullet went about half an inch down the barrel. And that was it. So it was just a bad primer out of a box of 1,000 because we finished up the rest of them. He goes, if this shit ain't worth a damn, I want to find out here. Bam, 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 reload. Bam, 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 bam. After about 500, he goes, I'm going to take the rest of it home. I think we're okay. But it was a bad primer. It went off.
Winner. We got a winner out there. Look, Raleigh, double charge of HS6 and it's 45, I think, auto.
I think the winner has to be KB32.
Oh yeah, he
32 blew up a Shadow 2.
He did do the
Shadow 2 in a competition on the last stage.
But it didn't blow. Hold up, I remember that. It didn't blow his gun. It blew up, but it didn't hurt him. That's what it was.
Yeah, it didn't hurt him, but it blew his gun right apart.
Yeah.
He had to replace a few strings and some pins and stuff, but the gun itself was fine.
Jerry said I had 2 AR-15s blow up, 1 double feed, second one because I loaded 5.56 like 223.
How would that make one blow up?
Confessions of a Reloader. We should do a series.
Yeah, that'd be a good one.
Yep.
Jamie's real quiet over there. Jamie, you want to tell us something?
No, he don't.
No,
that's why he's being quiet. What's funny is when people mix up their magazines and run 300 blackout down a 223 barrel.
I've seen that. I was gonna say that if anyone's done that. That is a big.
Kenny had one on a live stream.
Yeah, Winchester. What a surprise.
Yep, that is true.
Mm.
That is true.
I don't know exactly how to say this, but one of the first guns I ever had was a CVA Kentucky rifle kit, and I ran that thing way hotter than you should have. But it's black powder, so I never had any. Just a flatter shooting ball and a more achy shoulder.
I'd be more scared of black powder than I would smokeless powder.
I'd run that thing to 100 grains. It was a 44 ball.
I took my 44 up to, I think, 120, 130 grains. That had a good kick to it. It's trying to chase some velocity.
Mm.
Well, one of the best philosophers I know is Tom T. Hall.
Elaborate.
Crickets, crickets, crickets. Oh,
Of course you have
velocity,
to.
not velocity.
Right.
Okay.
I guess I'm missing something. Well, all right.
He said, Kyle, I don't think you could hear him. He said velocity.
No,
Yep,
but it's about time to wrap this thing up.
Yeah, we had 2 hours and 2 minutes. So I'll start and I'll be very quick. Everyone, all 44 of you, thanks for stopping by. We really appreciate all the questions and stuff. And what else I was gonna say? That is it. Thank you for stopping by. I told you I'll be real quick tonight. So, Sharinda, I messed up. Did they catch that? What you got coming? Well, you told us, but go ahead, Sharinda.
I'm going to go smash some birds literally Sunday. Pheasant hunt. Then am I pointing in the right direction?
Oh, I gotta go again. Is that what?
All right, I'm gonna be real quick. Still in the process of loading these 44 Magnums with these wonderful little green things. So, I guess I could show the bullet. Damn it. All right, little green things. I'm going to load up a bunch of these and give us all something to play around with at Dead Zero. And, hey, I'm going to be easy. Whoop.
Yeah, I figured you would be.
Okay, fine.
I
got it right. I got it right.
Always good to be here. 2 quick things, and then that's all I got. Number one, Sunday night, we have the Bird CB82 giveaway for the 2000, hashtag TCS 2000. And tomorrow, I was going to get it today, but I didn't get to it. I will have another video up for the Mr. Holster giveaway. Because Milsert Mike did donate a firearm, and I totally spaced out when I made the first video. So we got 2 more giveaways coming tomorrow for Mr. Holster. So tune in for that. That's all I got. Appreciate being here, and everyone in the side chat, you rock. And we're going that way.
We are. Yes, we're going that way. Thanks for letting me jump on. Truly appreciate being here. Sorry I was late. I did have some good questions I wanted to ask, but I'll save them for another time. I'm looking forward to getting back into reloading. It's been like 6 months, 5 months since I've reloaded around. I get shaky and things like that. So truly appreciate it. everybody here on the panel, everybody in the side chat, always a blast. So see if I can get it right that way.
Yep.
I apologize for the technical difficulties tonight, guys. It's been a fight. I apologize for not getting Big Man on here sooner. I was restarting when he showed up. Buddy, you come back anytime you can, and we'll get to that topic that you wanted to talk about because it's a very interesting topic. And for those of you who read the description, and that would be 3, maybe. Anyway, come back and we'll have Big Man on again real soon. We got somebody lined up for next week, but we can always work in the Big Man. And I got a 30-30 video coming, a 358 video coming. I got the Crazy Scotsman 2000 I'm working on with a new video editing software. And I'm trying to I got this great big plan for that video, and it's crumbling like a cookie in my lap. So I'm not
Gotta
going
be
to
quick,
make
man. You got till Sunday.
Well, I'll try, but like I said, I'll be training officers next tomorrow. I'll try, but I'm doing this video. At this point, it's becoming a challenge, and I'm doing it whether I make it by your cutoff at night. So, Scotsman, are you sure that's all you wanted to say?
Yeah, I know what else you're thinking, but I'm gonna save that.
Cool. Very well. I appreciate everybody coming out. I appreciate the panel as always. Appreciate the side chat as always. And guys, we're in touch. Y'all be in touch. Lord willing, we'll see y'all next week. Remember, Uncle Jim, tomorrow night, foreign and domestic on Sunday night. And we'll see you next week. Y'all say bye.
Good night.
Good night, guys.
Night, everyone.